I'm Ann Kinsley. I'm the Senior Director for Talent Acquisition. I work for a global development company that has headquartered in the US but has offices around the world. And so lead a team of about 35 people that work globally to identify and recruit our talent for home office positions, for project roles across the company. For about 5,000 positions within our organization. So it's had both professional and personal impacts, and it's also still sort of unwinding and growing. Professional and personal all kind of roll together when you're moving into a role like this. And so what I've taken from discussions and from the learning is around what is what are the things I need to do ahead of the week starting that will put me in a place that will not leave me running, from first thing in the morning to the end of the night and still having my brain sort of running all night long. So some of those, I say self-care, but it's actually self-work care things that set you up well for the week. And so that those discussions and those readings on that were incredibly helpful. Professionally, what I am really working on is learning to use my team. How do I flow down? How do I empower them to be able to take on activities? And also, you know, because they're up and coming, leaders themselves, kind of model the right self-care techniques and encourage them to do the same things and encourage to take leave and all of the things that again are really important when you're in that circle of work and life and family all together. They'll be applied every day. They already are. And it's also something that I can see, myself going back and re-looking at certain readings when I'm ready. One of the things that we talked about a lot was, we did this network analysis and sort of building out your network. And so there's a couple of areas where I'm really focused on deepening and developing in a couple of areas and really, an intentional focus on building a network outside of the organization within the sector is something that I think will be beneficial for myself, but also hugely beneficial for my organization and the relationships there. And so that's absolutely something that I'm really working on right now and intentionally looking at month calendars and making steps to do that. But I foresee that there's going to be a lot of other areas where I'm going to say, we had a reading on this. Let me go back and take a look at that because there's so many facets of being a leader, and the course was so broad uh, that you could, go in and find that kernel of what whatever that thing is that's going to get you to the next level. So that's how I foresee using this experience and using those resources going forward. So what surprised me most is how beneficial the peer discussions were. It was, I was a little bit trepidatious in terms of could we establish rapport over Zoom? Could we, without meeting each other prior to that, could we have enough insight into each other's worlds to be able to give feedback that was actionable, intentionable, relevant to that person? And almost immediately, um, we established rapport. It was a safe space, and we were able to say, I don't know if that's really your issue, and other things like that. And so that that was, it was a wonderful. It was surprising, but it was just a delight to be able to actually see that we could quickly move into doing the work together. And so that was wonderful. I absolutely would. It was a wonderful experience, and I think one of the reasons why it was so impactful for me was it was I really appreciate the opportunity to have a peer learning network that was wonderful, and an unexpected sort of highlight of the program for me.